Okay, so by popular demand, many people have been asking me to do I bike Zion Canyon in the winter with snow on the mountains, so you don't have to. Here it is. I'm with Chase. See him back there? I've got a compatriot.
I did this ride so you didn't have to wait in line to get in the park. You're welcome.
Okay, we took a little detour. I wanted to bring Chase back to where, if it wasn't for this spot, he probably wouldn't be here. It's where Haley and I got married 30 years ago.
This is the South Campground Amphitheater, and when we got married here 30 years ago, the park was not nearly as crowded or as popular as it is now. We were on the cutting edge of influencer culture, and we are trendsetters. Zion National Park's in southwestern Utah. You can stay in Springdale. You can camp at the campgrounds here, stay at the Zion Lodge. Plus, there are many lodging opportunities around the area.
I do this because I'm a really good person. And the advantage to you, why I do it for you, is you don't have to pack up all your stuff and come to Zion. Like we drove last night, it was snowing, so we had to drive through a big snowstorm to get here. You know, it costs money too. Some people come from international, and then there's always, a place to stay. So, and also, it's wintertime, you don't get cold. I'm doing this for you, and you're gonna be nice and toasty and warm. Oh, we're crossing the Virgin River. So right now we're on the Pyrus Trail. Starts out of the visitor center. It's the only trail you can have dogs on in Zion if you're hiking. I'm taking this to Zion Boulevard. Zion Boulevard takes you up to the top of Zion Canyon.
Okay, we're on Zion Boulevard, right at the beginning of it, and lucky for me, there's an outhouse, and I have to take a leak.
That sucks.
By me doing this ride so you don't have to, I have to lug all the camera gear around to make this video for you. You don't have to do that.
So why ride? Why not take a car? Well, most of the time you can't drive cars up this canyon. Due to overcrowding, they stopped allowing cars to come up the canyon, and they have a shuttle system, and you must take the shuttle system up. The shuttle system is really good. It's free. You can stop wherever you want. You can get off, get back on. It's a really good thing they did. It's winter now. I think it's January 5th, and the shuttle's not
Running.
so cars can go up the canyon right now. It's kind of a rarity. So it's a great time to ride. When you're riding, you're open air, you can see everything. It's really cool. It's better than walking. Actually, walking is really cool, except for it's a long time. 6.5 miles from the start of the canyon here, Zion Boulevard, to the top. So it's a 13-mile round trip hike.
Even though cars aren't allowed up the canyon for most of the year, bicycles, as far as I know, always are. I've never been turned around. If you're doing it when the shuttles are in service, be very careful and watch for them behind you. And when you see them coming, pull over and let them pass you.
Okay, we're coming up to the first shuttle stop. This is for the Court of the Patriarchs. There's 3 rock formations that are super cool. I'll show them to you. Are they bike friendly here? Heck yeah. The fix-it thing right here. The first shuttle stop. There were the 3 patriarchs. I think it's Abraham, Jacob, or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, in the summer, fall, and spring, you're not gonna see any cars here. Just the shuttle. Here comes Chase.
Just north of the road, you can take a small hike and hang out along the Virgin River right underneath the Court of the Patriarchs. It's quite stunning. There's Chase. He's got a ski helmet on for safety reasons. About 6 weeks ago, there were golden leaves everywhere on these trees. And in the summer, they're all green. The winter brings a whole new look, but it's kind of cool.
This is the Zion Lodge.
A great way to experience Zion National Park is to stay at the Zion Lodge. Then you can go to sleep and wake up in the park before and after all the tourists are there. It's a wonderful experience. Rooms are nice. They have a place to eat. It's a great time. There are only a limited amount of automobiles that are allowed to go up the canyon. And when the canyon fills up, then they stop traffic here near the Zion Lodge. This is fantastic, especially if you're cycling or walking the canyon, because there's very few cars from this point on. Oh look, there's Angel's Landing, the most popular hike in Zion. Although there's plenty of others that are just as cool. You can park or get off the shuttle at the grotto to do Angel's Landing.
Okay, so this is me and Angel's Landing behind me. It's super fun. I've done it like 5 or 6 times. We did it with Victor, Chase, and Morgan, and myself once in the winter after it snowed, and it was scary and shit. Anyway, if you do it, you need a permit. You have to get the permit the day before. You get it from recreation.gov, and you can hike up almost to the top of it without a permit, but you get to a spot called Scout Camp, and from there you need a permit to go up because it's overcrowded. So I guess the permit process has been really good for people. They get the permits and the crowd has really backed off. And then at the top, it's just super exposed. You have to use chains to help you get up. Very gnarly. At the bottom of the hike, it'll tell you how many people have died doing it. It's quite a few. It's 1,500 feet up. I think it's about a 5-mile hike. It can take anywhere from 2.5 to 5 hours. If you're doing it in the snow like we did, it took longer. And we did not make it to the top on that one, by the way. We made it about 40, 50 feet from the top. So, anyway, that's it. All right, here comes Chase. See him? Here's our mode of transportation. All right. So another reason why I do this for you, because it takes a lot of work to figure out what I'm going to wear. So, because right now it's 18 degrees. I say that for dramatic effect. It may not really be 18 degrees, but do you wear shorts? Do you wear pants? Do you wear a hoodie? Do you wear long sleeve? Do you wear long underwear? What kind of shoes do you wear? That's a lot of decisions that you don't have to make, that I did. I've made all these decisions this morning. I've gone with a helmet, this long sleeve shirt, my tie-dye shorts, hiking Vans, but in my backpack, I've got a hoodie, I've got long pants, I've got gloves, I've got a snow hat. So, you're welcome. Okay, for Angel's Landing, the grotto is kind of there. And then you hike along here, there's a trail. And the cool part is you start going up here. You go around the back, up the back, and then up to the top. And then up there, your mission is to not fall. You don't want to fall down up there.
Not a bad way to spend the day, right?
It's the way to do it. Here's some more smart people. Okay, so as far as the cars, they stopped them at Zion Lodge, and they will let like 10 cars out and 10 cars in. So it's kind of like a nightclub when you're a kid, or when I was a kid. I go to the nightclub, we'd stand in line, all wanting to go in. Then they let 10 out and 10 would come in, but sometimes they don't let me in. It's very sad. I didn't meet the dress code. I didn't have a collared shirt. I smelled. I had shorts on instead of pants. Anyway, it's rough being me growing up, but it's just how it is. No speed. Meow. Meow. Meow.
Next stop is
It's the Weeping Rock Stopper. I think they call it something else. They call it Big Bend. It's this big S turn in the river here. So, Weeping Rock is a pretty cool little trail. You can hike up it, you'd be in like a little waterfall. It's cool. You could also get back in the Great White Throne behind it back in the day. But a couple months ago, they had a gigantic rock slide here. So it's all closed. I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so here we are at the Weeping Rock trailhead. Actually, the trailhead's over there where the fence is. So, I don't know if you can tell, but all right there was a gigantic rock slide that happened a couple months ago. I'll superimpose a picture of the slide. It came down from right up there and basically closed the trail. Which is a fun, easy trail that people can do. The shuttle stops, you can get off and take a walk. Beautiful, great photo ops. And the trail I used to really like to do went back behind there, and then went back behind that, which is called the Great White Throne. And there was a trail that would go behind it, and it was so cool back there. But that's been close to like 15 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know, I'm old. I ride pretty fast, so a lot of these cars think I'm on an electric bike. So I'm super skilled as a cyclist, fast, powerful. Anyway, so I thought on electric bikes is, they're kind of like Maury boogies are to surfboards. They're a cop-out. They're for people that can't really surf. So electric bikes are for people who can't ride. People are out of shape, don't like hills, they don't like to stress out, they don't like to work themselves, so they ride a simple, easy electric bike. But I've been climbing this hill, and if anybody knows where I can buy an electric bike, let me know. So I can just whiz up the hill and not worry about getting tired. Anyway, super, super stunning here. It's good on any kind of bike. Electric, motorbike, bicycle. I'm on a mountain bike, but any bike would work. And you get to see all this stuff. So this is the Virgin River. This is what carved this entire canyon out. Zion's part of the Colorado Plateau. It's on the very western side of the plateau. And it's in a geologic province, the Colorado Plateau, that meets up with the Mojave Desert and the Basin Range. All the rock in here, almost all the rock here, is Navajo sandstone. At the top, there's a different kind. At the bottom, it's Kayenta sandstone. So this all formed years ago, millions and millions of years ago. It was all seafloor at one time, and then it rose up. And then the Virgin River, thanks to its erosional powers, formed this super cool place. So a lot of people will climb in Zion. Right here's a climbing spot. Right in the Big Bend area, but see there's a crack right there. And they'll actually climb up this crack. You can see there's a piece of protection in there, and head up there. I used to climb back in the day. I never climbed here though. So a lot of cars that pass me, there's somebody hanging out the window with a camera filming everything because it's a canyon. Super cool way to look at it is to film it. But I think what they're really doing is they're filming my butt crack, which is always exposed when I ride. I don't plan it that way, it just happens that way. So if you ever see somebody's butt crack on social media, it's probably mine. It's not a very pretty sight. Just delete it. So we've been riding up Zion Canyon, but the park's huge. Zion Canyon is just a portion of it. There's a road that'll take you out to the top, go through this gigantic tunnel. I think it's a mile long or something. That's really cool. But there's great hiking trails back there, beautiful scenery. You take it out and head over to Bryce. Oh, that was snot. There's also a lot of backcountry stuff here you can head into. There's the Zion Narrows, but there's also Kolob Canyon, It's right at the 15, and it's a super cool spot to just, like, if I'm driving to Salt Lake City, I just pull over, get off, go do a Taylor's Creek hike. Takes a couple, 2 hours or so, and it's awesome. So you're in the middle of Red Rock Country, literally right off the 15. It's very nice. But anyway, it's part of Zion National Park. I know it gets kind of boring. I just keep pulling over for shots of the river, stuff like that. You know why? Because it's super cool.
Bum, 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 baby. Okay, we're getting to the top of the canyon on this beautiful winter day. The top of the canyon is the last shuttle stop, and there's restrooms up there. You can also start the, it's about a 2-mile round trip walk to the beginning of the Narrows, which is really a cool hike. I think we'll do that. And for the people that are hiking the Narrows, they start 16 miles up canyon, and they can walk all the way down to here and in their hike. So our national parks, especially after COVID, are crowded. Although this year, finally, the numbers are starting to come down a little, which is good. They're still super crowded. So by me doing this bike ride for you, it actually helped the national park also, because that means less people in the park. Well done. So after the ride, we set our bikes down and we decided to do the river walk, which was stunning. We ended up at the Narrows, which was really cool. This is the walk. This is the beginning of the Narrows. The water's frigid, by the way.
Face it, buddy, it's into the line.
And this is my new BFF.
You gonna do it in our vans?
It looks like they work out pretty strong.
Are you serious?
Down the
boots and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. We're starting our ride down the canyon. There's what we're looking at there. Anyway, it was super fun. Chase is freezing. It did get cold. It's cold as balls. All right, bye-bye.